This is the story of Kim Jun, a dude who has now two choices. Option A, transfer to North Pole with zero internet forever, or option B, transferring to a place where no man had ever set foot before. And surprise, he ended up in a base full of girls. That's right, today was about to be the luckiest day of his life. Naturally, Kim Jun didn't hesitate for even a second. Faced with a choice between freezing to death or a possible reverse harem, he smashed that accept transfer button faster than he skips the intro of his favorite anime. Still, right after Kim Jun walked out of the general's office, the general's assistant side-eyed him and asked, "Sir, why him, out of literal millions?" The general, clearly living in his own world, just shrugged and said, "The kid looked meek, so I figured he wouldn't cause any trouble." The assistant replied, "Sir, respectfully, those are exactly the ones with hidden chaotic energy that erupts the moment they're under pressure. It's practically lore." But the general simply sighed and said, "Guess we'll see how his character arc plays out." Fast forward to the next morning. Kim Jun gets straight up yeeted out of his vehicle right in front of the date. He's hyped, glowing with pure excitement. But the moment he enters, there's no turned back. A wave of cold dread hit him. Yikes. This wasn't just a normal base. It felt like an entirely new dimension, and he had zero clue what kind of final boss was waiting for him here. He took 2 steps, then froze. He'd just spotted his first squad, and standing there was her. Blue hair, female character giving main character aura, and a fitness level so elite that it made Jun's brain start buffering. He just stood there like a full-on sussy baka, eyes wide, as if he had never seen a girl before. Thankfully, his internal system rebooted before anyone could notice his NPC behavior. He snapped back to reality right as another recruit walked past, her uniform fighting for its life, trying to contain the absolute gifts threatening to break free. Kim Jun's gaze auto-locked again, but once more he managed not to get caught staring. Unfortunately, an officer ganked him instead. "Lost, recruit?" she asked, somehow sounding stern, a bit curious, and still oddly polite all at once. But with Kim Jun's social stats currently sitting at 0, he just stared at her for a full 3 seconds, hitting peak awkwardness. His brain eventually rebooted, and he explained that he was Kim Jun, assigned here as part of a top-secret operation pilot program. The officer's eyes widened slightly. "Ah, so you're the one, the first man ever assigned here, and a third officer too." "Let's go," she said, introducing herself as Minju, a newly promoted second officer. And since their ranks were basically equal now, she asked if they could drop formalities. Meanwhile, Jun's brain went into overdrive. A girl wanting to be friends with him? At the age of 21, this was a goated achievement unlocked. His immediate reaction? He went for a handshake, just like he would with any other bros. Anyway, the guy was so hyped about having his first real-life female friend that he barely even processed Minju saying goodbye and walking off. And as she left, his sussy gaze locked onto the legendary double cheeseburgers right in front of him. The next morning, Jun woke up feeling damp. No details needed, let's just say his brain was still busy processing all the S-tier character models he'd encountered yesterday. After dealing with that little embarrassment, he received a new quest: report to the commander's office. He rushed over, mind racing even if his legs were still half asleep. The moment he arrived, it became obvious his hidden powers were about to get a full training arc here. Every coworker he passed looked insanely trained and ridiculously fit. Still, he introduced himself properly to Commanding Officer Park Yumi, who welcomed him with a stern but warm presence. Then came the next quest: introduce yourself to your company leader. Without wasting a moment, Bro took off like there was no tomorrow, wanting to leave a solid first impression. But as he walked across the base, weaving past more members of his new battalion, he felt it. The atmosphere shift. Every head turned, every pair of eyes locked onto him. He was suddenly in the spotlight. This was the most attention he'd ever gotten in his entire life. But this time, it hit different. These weren't normal glances. These were ancient, legendary ladies who hadn't seen a doom in centuries, all aiming their gaze straight at him. Thankfully for our guy, nobody actually acted on it. No ambushes, no awkward interrogations, just silent, concentrated observation. Somehow, he navigated the entire gauntlet and reached his destination without getting lost or collapsing under the pressure of being stared at so hard. Nevertheless, June stepped inside and immediately got jump-scared by a blue-haired goddess. It was the same girl from yesterday, looking like a limited edition IRL figure. She smiled brightly. "Welcome, June. I'm Captain Lee Sana." June, fully channeling his inner simp god, instantly shouted, "Please take care of me." She tilted her head and replied, "Sure, I can definitely teach you the ropes," then casually asked if he liked working out. But before he could even process the question, she scanned him up and down and commented on how buff he looked, causing his brain to start buffering on the slowest Wi-Fi imaginable. Things then escalated into pure Ohio speedrun territory. He mumbled something about playing sports or maybe lifting a bit, and the moment she heard that, her eyes lit up like a Christmas tree. She literally sprang out of her chair and began massaging his biceps and shoulders like a full muscle ASMR. For the next few minutes, she squeezed his arms like cookie dough, muttering, "See? I knew it! You've got some muscle on you." After she finally let go, she hit him with the ultimate side quest. Would he like to hit the gym with her after group training today? June's inner monologue could not believe what was happening, so he blurted out a rapid fire, "Yes, absolutely, Captain." Fast forward a few hours. Group training didn't feel like exercise. It felt like an actual painful raid boss fight designed by Captain Sana herself. Jun was basically like an NPC doing his absolute best, still failing the vibe check horribly compared to the girls who moved like they had infinite stamina cheat codes enabled. As he lay there on the ground, gasping and reconsidering every life decision he'd ever made, Sana appeared beside him, radiating pure main character energy. Getting way too close, she whispered, "Hang in there. Remember our gym date? Don't be silly." And since training was almost over, she pulled the ultimate main character move. "Jun, you're dismissed from group training. Head to the grounds with me." But Sana didn't walk. She straight up sprinted down the path in front of him. Jun, trying to follow without looking like a total baka, couldn't help but notice the legendary view ahead, truly embodying something that looked like it was fighting for freedom. As he shuffled past the still suffering squad, he murmured to himself, "Okay, maybe the first day isn't that bad. Honestly, it's been going pretty smooth." Suddenly, an entire squad stopped running right in front of him. Then they started doing what looked suspiciously like JoJo poses straight out of Bizarre Adventure. Jun immediately turned his eyes away, desperately trying not to look like a sussy baka, enjoying the questionable choreography. But while awkwardly scanning the surroundings and avoiding direct eye contact, one girl's gaze locked onto him like a heat-seeking missile. And then she unleashed it, the ultimate shinobi flash bang jujitsu. She unsealed the dragons right there, but the other girls instantly swarmed her, some hyping her up, others looking jealous they didn't pull the move first. Before anyone else could attempt their secret technique, Sana, ever the tactical genius, clapped her hands. "All right, everyone, individual training time. Disperse." With the chaos contained, Sana grabbed June by the arm with surprising strength and practically dragged him to the base's brand new state-of-the-art training facility, which turned out to be a dusty room with a few weights lying around. Sana explained that all the girls had been doing yoga lately, so this place functioned like their private dojo. But as June looked around the completely empty room, he realized it was really just the two of them. The vibes were slightly sus. Still, June wasn't about to bail on a solo gym session with the actual blue-haired captain. "Okay, legs and shoulders," she said. He agreed, internally questioning the workout split, externally nodding like his life depended on it. Eager to begin, Sana went straight to the squat rack. "All right, stand behind me. I need my form to be perfect. Be my spotter." Now positioned directly behind her, responsible for ensuring top-tier squat form, a minor issue arose. The banana tree plantation decided this was the perfect moment to reach peak growth. Trying desperately to keep everything under control, June started trembling as Sana lowered herself with each flawless squat, getting closer every rep. She performed them like a quick time event master, completely unaware. Or was she? To the rising guy energy happening directly behind her. Feeling the pressure, June knew this training session was about to push him past his awakened Shadow Monarch mode and unlock forbidden techniques. But there was no skipping this boss-level workout. Then the distance between his spiritual focus and Sana's legendary training zone got critically close. So bro did a hard turn to the side, his internal server ping spiking like crazy. He thought he was safe, but Captain Sana hit him with the classic, "Where did you go? I need a spotter now." Meaning, June might actually have to grab onto the captain's legendary dragon plate body just to survive this session. But June, suddenly blessed with temporary big brain energy, pulled off a move smoother than an OP anime protagonist dodging a final boss attack. He quickly served up an excuse about something getting in his eye, all while making sure Sana couldn't see the hidden blade he was struggling to conceal. But Sana, being the captain, wasn't about to let her new recruit be compromised. She stepped in closer, going for a full-on 20/20 vision check, because apparently you need eagle eyes to be a proper spotter. As she leaned in, June's brain lagged. He genuinely thought this was the classic manga accidental kiss moment, so he actually closed his eyes, bracing for impact. Nani? Nothing happened. Instead, she hit him with the ultimate mom-level eye-blow maneuver, like she was clearing dust off an old game cartridge. "Feeling better now, recruit?" she asked, completely unaware that his heart rate was doing Olympic-level gymnastics. After confirming he wasn't going blind, the captain issued the next quest. Shoulder gains. Grab some weights, it's your turn. She spoke with the energy of a shonen sensei, ready to push her student past their limits. Then, she stood directly behind him. As she counted reps, which felt less like counting and more like hyping him up while massaging his shoulders, June was living his best life. He was pushing hard, sweating, his main character aura peaking. Then, boom, he got ganked by a heavenly pillow brushing the back of his head out of nowhere. Must be an accident, he thought, shrugging it off. But the very next rep, it struck again. Harder this time, followed by the captain subtly pre-positioning herself even closer. At that point, they were basically sharing one seat on a roller coaster of pure awkwardness and unexpected physio. At this point, failure was not an option. His power level surged, fueled entirely by the chaotic energy and the undeniable sussy buck of thoughts invading his mind every second she stood that close. He pushed beyond his physical limits, unlocking a temporary proximity-based power-up. As he strained for the final rep, his brain produced one ultimate forbidden desire. Man, a 10-finger discount on these would slap right now. Suddenly, he dropped the weights and collapsed, panting like a dog that had just chased a squirrel across the whole town. "Stop being a baby," Santa said, completely unimpressed. "Nah, Captain, I'm done. I've used up every ounce of power I had today." He wheezed, feeling like he'd just cleared a boss fight on nightmare mode. "Fine," she conceded. "Chess tomorrow. I'll be there." Basically inviting herself. And yeah, she totally knew she was abusing her authority again. Bro couldn't say no, partly because he actually wanted her there, and partly because he was the only dude in a 1,000-strong all-girls unit. Looking weak was not in the plan. As he powered down into recovery mode, chugging water like it was an XP potion, he felt eyes on him. Santa was staring, unblinking, watching him drink like a hawk tracking its prey. Her energy shifted from captain to something different. She snapped back to reality when he put the bottle down. "Hey," she said casually, "let's grab a meal after this." But before his brain could even load the idea of a meal with the captain, she dropped the ultimate quest. "Better yet, let's just go back to my place tonight." Even so, June nearly fumbled the entire bag. He actually asked her if it was going to be just the two of them. And Sana's reply? Pure Sigma energy. Got a problem with that? Jump to the evening. Our guy June is drowning in mind-numbing paperwork, grinding like a background NPC, but his focus stat is at absolute 0. He's way too busy running every possible scenario of what dinner with the captain might look like. His brain is simulating outcomes faster than a government-grade supercomputer. He's so deep in his thoughts, he doesn't even register that another girl appeared in his workspace nearly an hour ago. quietly working right beside him. Eventually, reality catches up. He notices the girl has been staring at him for a solid while. June finally turns, mentally preparing himself, ready to face whatever bizarre side quest is about to trigger. He clears his throat and asks, "Is something wrong? Did I do something?" And then he waits, anticipating the next unexpected plot event heading his way. Once she realized she'd been caught staring, the girl immediately panicked, bowing so fast it looked like she'd committed a serious federal offense. "My bad, bro. I didn't expect an actual Sigma male to appear here. This place has been girls only since the dawn of time. It's been years since I've seen a wild specimen roaming around." She leaned in, whispering like she was relaying classified intel. "But honestly, having you in the office is a major glow-up. It already feels brighter with you here." Was she trying to rizz him up? The sussy baka meter was definitely entering danger mode. And right when June's brain finally caught up, Captain Sana appeared out of nowhere. No footsteps, no warning, just instant boss battle entrance like the soundtrack suddenly switched tracks. Her timing was so perfect, it felt scripted by fate. Without uttering a single word, she slammed all of June's paperwork onto the now stunned girl, and then, with zero hesitation, literally yeeted June out of the room. June had no idea if this was a stealth extraction or pure captain dominance, but he wasn't risking an L by arguing. He just let himself get pulled along like a leaf caught in a typhoon. Stepping outside felt like walking into an entirely new arc. Before he could process anything, he found himself being gently but very firmly guided toward a white van. A white van? Even I'd be scared. Thankfully, June wasn't some level 1 NPC. If this turned into a kidnapping scenario, he could throw hands. He wasn't about to get isekai'd into a ransom arc today. Turns out it wasn't a kidnapping arc at all, just the dinner date arc. They reached Sana's place on base, and priority number 1 was hand washing. Sana told him to hold up while she prepped things, casually mentioning she'd ordered pig trotters for dinner and hoped he was okay with it. But the moment June walked into the bathroom, he unlocked a brand new life achievement. First time inside a girl's house. Instantly, his brain went into full brain rot mode. Day 2, and he was already vibing at the captain's place? This was absolutely not in the tutorial. Then, as he reached for the towel, he noticed a laundry basket sitting next to the sink. Inside it was a very particular piece of clothing, the kind girls wear when they're unlocking co-op mode with someone. And for reasons only known to his inner menace, June decided it was a good idea to pick it up. The moment he held the forbidden artifact, his imagination detonated. He instantly pictured Sana wearing it. Bro was fully lost in the sauce, mentally writing entire fanfics at light speed. Then Sana's voice cut through reality. "Hey, everything okay in there?" June froze mid-sin. There was no universe where he could admit he was examining her laundry like a museum exhibit, so he deployed the emergency excuse. Yeah, I'll be out in a sec." To sell the lie, he even flushed the toilet, full Hollywood sound effects. Meanwhile, he was desperately trying to reroute all the blood rushing toward his mythical hidden blade. When he finally stepped out, looking like he'd seen the ghosts of his ancestors, Sana had already changed into comfy clothes. She was serving pure, cozy, at-home aesthetic. Noticing that pig trotters weren't exactly a romantic candlelight meal, she casually offered him some wine. When she opened the fridge, she was well aware he was watching, so she pulled off another smooth, bending jujitsu motion, leaving June fighting the primal urge to check her character stats. Anyway, Sana started pouring drinks like tomorrow had been permanently deleted. Jun tensed up a bit. Back home, drinking this much usually meant someone was about to drop a heavy truth bomb. He tried to play it cool, all while mentally preparing for some tragic confession or dramatic plot twist. Then, channeling his inner Chad, he just blurted it out. "Do you have a boyfriend?" Instant regret. Sanda's face dropped, clearly stung by the question. She said she did, but they broke up yesterday. It was an online relationship, and she never even met the guy in person. Tragic. Massive L. Jun braced himself for the friend zone arc, or worse, the full-force captain's wrath. But then, plot twist. Sana suddenly burst out laughing like she had just unlocked a hidden achievement. "Just kidding, Baka.
How would I have a boyfriend on a base with literally 0 guys? I've been single forever. Jun's brain did a full restart. So he actually had a shot? With his filter gone, his heart took over. Wait, seriously? But you're literally perfect and really pretty. How are you even single? No cap, if I'd met you before the military, I'd have asked you out instantly. Bro just exposed his entire soul, no hesitation. Santa smiled at him. That smile, the one that says, "Oh, things are about to get interesting." And then, without any warning, she just powered down, face planted right into the dinner table like her system blue-screened. Jun stared in disbelief. He poked her, shook her gently, tried for 10 whole minutes to wake her up. But nope, she was deep in sleep mode. Sigh. Jun accepted his side quest. Carry the captain to her room.